I'm already getting all teary-eyed waiting on Somewhere in Time to start. Christopher Reeve is the romantic young playwright who goes back in time to swear his eternal love to unhappy actress Jane Seymour at that hotel in Michigan where everybody has their wedding. Can we get some towels out here? Because I'm going to have to swab this floor. It's going to be so emotionally intense tonight on Joe Bob's Saturday Night, the show where anything can happen, as we're proving tonight. Don't worry, though, because later on our second feature is The Fear, featuring Wes Craven. We never forget our roots. I am Joe Bob Briggs, and yes, it's Chick Night. Christopher Reeve and Jane Seymour in Somewhere in Time. You heard me. The movie that has caused more divorces than any film in America. Women will not give up the remote when this movie is on. Were they showing ice skating on TNT tonight? You know, every time they show ice skating, we get a chick flick like this. All right, let's be positive. The great romantic fantasy, Somewhere in Time. And then we're going to follow that up with the touchy-feely psychological horror flick, The Fear. But I really wish somebody could explain to me exactly what it is. Oh, and can I help you? And I hope the answer will be yes.
I'm Miss Verona's dog walker. Muffin! Have you seen Muffin?
No.
He's usually all over me right when I come in.
Oh, intelligent pooch.
Excuse me. Hello? Oh, hi, Miss Henner. Yeah, I took Bear out about an hour ago. Okay, bye. Mary Lou Henner. She's another one of my clients. Don't eat junk food around her. You must be Joe Bob. Miss Verona's told me all about you.
Great. Yeah. And Miss Verona, huh? And you are?
Summer? Summer Day?
Summer Day, right.
Yeah.
The daughter of Doris Day, no doubt. Right?
No relation. Everybody thinks that. But, you know, are you going to watch one of your scary movies?
Yeah, we're going to watch the ultimate scary movie, Somewhere in Time.
I love Somewhere in Time.
Oh, you've seen it?
32 times. Can I watch it with you? Because the rave I'm going to doesn't start till like 4 a.m.
Let me think about that. Yes, please.
Excellent.
What about Muffin, though?
She can wait till the commercial.
All right. Well, let me do the drive-in totals real quick. And one dead body, no breath, hypnotic time travel, romantic strolling montage, a little roughing up, Victorian aardvarking, gratuitous Rachmaninoff, 1 star.
4 stars.
4 stars. You're going to have to explain this one to me, Summer.
Starting.
It's already starting, huh? Maybe you'll get all weepy and vulnerable while we're watching it. What do you think? That happens to women when they watch it.
What?
He stares at an old picture in a musty museum and becomes obsessed like a maniac?
He's in love. It's like magic.
He's in love with a creepy old lady who stalks him at his play opening and freaks everybody out when she gives him that watch. And you think some guy's going to say, ooh, baby, you're all wrinkled up and hunched over now, but I'll bet 60 years ago you were a hot little number. I want me some of that.
Well, geez, if you're going to ruin it for me, I'll just go watch it at Jack Nicholson's. I'm dog sitting for him.
No. Just I'll give it a shot. I'm going to give it a chance. So stay. I just want to talk about Christopher Reeve for a minute, and then we'll get back to the flick. And
you're not going to make fun of Christopher Reeve, are you? Because he's raised tons of money for spinal cord research.
No, I'm not going to make fun of Christopher Reeve. I was going to talk about his riding accident in 1995 and how that accident gave him a little bit of a comeback. But
I don't think he looks at it as a comeback.
Well, I know he didn't look at it as a comeback, but since then the guy has produced things, he's directed, he's addressed the Democratic National Convention, he's given commencement speeches, he's gotten a star on the Walk of Fame. Okay, back to the flick, after the ads.
The man has suffered.
I agree with you. Believe me, if I had a choice between total paralysis or not speaking to the graduating class at UVA, I'd definitely give up the speech.
I think they should give him an Oscar for this one movie.
And I agree with you.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
We'll be back with Joe Bob's Hollywood Saturday Night and Somewhere in Time after these messages.
Oh, goody, more staring. And a little appearance by Teresa Wright as Elise McKenna's caretaker or maid or whatever. She starred in the Hitchcock classic Shadow of a Doubt with Joseph Cotton when she was just a young thing. You know, it's weird that Richard Matheson, who wrote this flick and the novel it was based on, named the old professor Dr. Finney, because Matheson has been accused of ripping off Jack Finney's book time and again. It came out 5 years earlier than this and had the same method of time travel, lying around in an old building, except the building was the Dakota in New York City, the building where John Lennon was shot, also where Rosemary's Baby was shot.
Who's Rosemary?
The movie, where the movie Rosemary's Baby was shot.
Oh, right. You know, I like Matheson's book much better.
You've read that?
Of course. I'm in Insight.
Come again?
INSITE, the International Network of Somewhere in Time Enthusiasts. Don't you have a link to that on your website?
No, I don't think we do. I think it's time to go back to the movie.
Are you going to give them your website address?
Well, yes, we could do that. TNT.Turner.com/JoeBob. Let me guess, 3,000 women in marabou slippers. Insight.
50% of the members are men.
They joined to pick up chicks, obviously.
This is my favorite part. It's where they meet.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
We'll be back with Joe Bob's Hollywood Saturday Night and Somewhere in Time after these messages.
Okay, Summer, you're going to have to help me out here. Chris Reeve travels 70 years through time by lying on a bed and imagining he's in 1912.
67 years.
What?
He travels back in time 67 years from 1979 to 1912.
Okay, 67 years. So he just concentrates real hard? That's how he travels through time? He thinks about it a lot?
And he really, truly loves her.
What does that have to do with it?
His heart wants to be there.
So I could sit here and think of myself in the Playboy Mansion in 1963, and I would be there.
No, you'd actually have to already be in the Playboy Mansion.
Okay, let's assume I go over to the Playboy Mansion in 1999, and I wish myself to be in the Playboy Mansion in 1963.
And your heart would really want to be there.
Well, what if just my body wants to be there?
Joe Bob, can you just let it go and enjoy the movie, please?
All right. Still seems pretty lame, if you ask me. And why is everybody so clean in 1912? Doesn't anybody ever get a speck of dust on their Homburg or their spats or their hoop dress or whatever? I think things were dirtier back then. We have better sanitation now, today.
Are we going to watch this or what?
Okay, we'll watch.
We'll be back with Joe Bob's Hollywood Saturday Night and Somewhere in Time after these messages.
All right, Summer. This flick takes place on Lake Michigan.
Lake Huron, actually.
Whatever. And apparently at Lake Huron, when you want to take a walk along the shore, you dress up in long dresses and those funny shirts with the high collars on them. And I'm not saying Jane Seymour doesn't look great in that diaphanous white gown. I'm all for diaphanous white gowns. And how did you know it was Lake Huron?
Because I've been there. I go to the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island every year for the Somewhere in Time weekend.
Now you're scaring me.
Why? It's totally fun. Everyone dresses up in these Victorian outfits. We have Somewhere in Time trivia contests, and some people have this whole movie memorized.
Yeah?
And Christopher Reeve's been there before his accident. You know, you should come sometime.
Yeah? Could I go with you?
You're too funny. You have a girlfriend.
I do. I don't know what you've been told, but that's not true.
Don't be naughty now.
Never. That's wrong.
Men
I swear.
are such dogs.
Yeah, men are dogs. Is Christopher Reeve a dog?
Christopher Reeve is perfect.
Great. Now I got to go dress up in a brown Charlie Chaplin suit.
We'll be back with Joe Bob's Hollywood Saturday Night and Somewhere in Time after these messages.
Christopher Plummer is not too happy that Chris Reeve just rode off with Jane Seymour, a.k.a. Joyce Penelope Wilhelmina Frankenberg. I'm going to say that changing her name was a smart move. You know why I like Jane Seymour, though?
Because she's the official spokesperson for UNICEF.
Besides that.
Because she's the International Ambassador for Child Help USA?
All right, besides that, too.
Because she's gorgeous.
Because she's been married as many times as I have.
You've been married 4 times?
You know a lot about Jane Seymour, don't you?
I even know that she keeps 2 different brands of shampoo on hand and alternates them every day. After she shampoos, she rinses for 3 minutes with warm water, conditions, then rinses with cold water. She prefers to let her hair air dry, but sometimes her busy schedule requires blow drying.
You walk Jane Seymour's dog, right?
No, I read that in Glamour.
Oh, look.
There you are, Muffin. Hi. Hi, Precious. I'm just going to run her around the block during the commercial, okay?
I'm in chick flick hell.
We'll be back with Joe Bob's Hollywood Saturday Night and Somewhere in Time after these messages.
Wasn't that romantic when Christopher Reeve finally kisses Jane Seymour?
Oh, yeah, it was. And I wish they would play that Rachmaninoff love theme just one more time, don't you?
Oh, isn't it wonderful?
All that rowing and humming and wooing in a gazebo. You just don't see gazebos like that in modern movies, do you? And by the way, those of you interested in owning that piece of music can find it on an album called Rachmaninoff for Romance, done by the same people who bring you Chopin and Champagne, Vivaldi for Valentine's, Debussy for Daydreaming, and Mozart at Midnight. Do you notice a pattern here? I should let you know that they did do their research for that rowboat dialogue. Rachmaninoff did perform in New York in 1909, and Jane Seymour would not have heard his Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini, Opus 43, Variation 18, because he didn't compose it until 1934. Are you impressed yet that I knew that?
I'd be impressed if you had the CD. Oh, God, I'm in trouble.
We'll play this a little later after you put Muffin to bed.
Please don't.
We'll be back with Joe Bob's Hollywood Saturday Night and Somewhere in Time after these messages.
So when they took that picture of Jane Seymour, she was actually looking at Christopher Reeve, huh?
Exactly.
You know, I think now might be the right time, Summer, for a little scientific research if you're ready. I'm going to put on the CD here and we'll just see.
It's so sad.
Yeah, I know. Have another Kleenex, dear.
Joe Bob,
Shoot.
what's that romantic music you've got playing?
It's just, help me out here.
Why don't you bring that up here, baby?
Summer, you lock up when you go, okay? I'm going to watch the end of the flick at my place, all right?
Joe Bob.
I need a Kleenex muffin.
We'll be back with Joe Bob's Hollywood Saturday Night and Somewhere in Time after these messages.